God, what are their crazy things like through the years, man?
Oh, man.
There's been so much. I mean, that's the thing. It's, I mean, I tell you, you know what show I wish would have continued on, and I don't understand.
Are you going to say Maryland?
No. I was going to say
I miss the Maryland show.
No, the Anaheim show. Like, I don't understand why that was cranking, and then it just
I can kind of see, because Anaheim, California's weird, right?
There's a couple things, I think. You had 3 super shows come on,
Right.
where we were the only show in town.
Right.
And also 3 super shows come a week prior to us each time.
Yeah, maybe.
And so that takes the edge off. He had a better location than we had.
Right.
And so I think that took some of it off.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
He just got he just got pushed into Anaheim.
Yeah, I
because he
saw
lost his spot.
Yeah.
And I guess it was a shit show.
Really?
So the facility just sucks.
Yeah. He's at the same place you guys.
Same.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the facilities.
It's tough because
they don't work with you at all.
Yeah, it's just a bunch. Yeah.
You have Tinley where they're your partner. You feel like they try to do everything they can to help you.
Yeah.
You have Anaheim where they try to do everything they can to fuck you.
Dude, I remember us trying to put our shit up. Like they were like, "Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that."
We had to like pay.
We paid a nurse like $1,500 a show that I've never seen.
I'm like, I'm just trying to put my back up. No, you can't
just
touch
all
this.
kinds
and
of just
like,
Yeah, I remember pulling up literally the van and them going like, "You can't touch anything in the van." What?
Yeah,
it's
it was just a whole different thing.
But I loved the Anaheim show before the convention center was one of my favorite shows in the hotel.
First one we did
in the hotel.
Man, they did not want us back.
Oh, it was so
we tried to go back there, and I think
that was Noah's first show.
Oh, that
was the 4-year-old concussion at Disney.
What happened was Bubba lived in the bathtub of Jim Nessie's room, and the fucking hotel dude was like coming unglued about it. Like they were so nervous about it.
I guess that makes sense.
Every morning they would come down when he'd have the cart to bring them out, and you could tell they were just like they thought for sure it was gonna like jump up and start killing everybody in the place.
Because it's a gator, That's
they do kill that. They do kill everybody.
Yeah,
and they literally the next year they're like, no, we're good.
Wow, yeah. I just remember going to that show. We went to the show going like, it's probably not going to be a good show, but let's do a little vacation out of it.
Right, because your sister flew in from Hawaii, met us with her kids.
And we're going to go to Disney. This is going to be great. We're going to have a great time. And we sold almost everything.
Oh my God.
We were almost sold out.
It was a killer show.
It was a crazy.
And then we had
a
vacation. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was
and then
other than knowing
we had good times out there too.
I still had a good time.
We've had good times at all the shows. I mean, some of the worst shows we've ever done, like Virginia.
Some of the worst are actually some of the most fun.
And we had fun, though, man.
Right,
crazy.
exactly.
Those were limo days. All the King of Prussia shows were limo days. We had limos for all those.
That's where
crazies.
Brian Sharp actually introduced us to Maggiano's.
Yes, Maggiano's, the fucking meatballs.
Yeah, we have a Maggiano's here.
What's up with him?
I haven't talked to him in years.
He's alive, right?
Oh, he's still alive. Yeah, he's retired.
He's probably him and his puppies.
It's little Jack Russells.
Jack Russells, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, last time I talked to Ian, who I haven't talked to in a while because he's a bad friend.
Can we call him? Is there a way to plug him in like here?
No, but he's a horrible friend.
Oh, my God, dude.
He's a horrible friend.
He's a I love Ian, but I haven't talked to him in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And like he just
Fucker
won't return my calls, won't return anything. And then, out of nowhere he'll call just like a year later and be like, "Hey dude, what's up?" So
dude, that's fucking.
You calling him?
I'm just gonna try. Just on the slim chance.
That'll be interesting.
Oh, dude, his phone's disconnected.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
well, maybe there's other shit going on we don't know about.
Yeah. Those fucking Russells.
I don't know, something weird happened. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's but no, I mean, like I said, I've always loved them, and I hope one day we can be a friend again.
That's another story. Okay, an Ian story from back in the Orlando days. Oh wait, no, that was the early. Yeah, that was the early Daytona days.
It was like the first Daytona, maybe.
Because Lee, my brother, was with us too on that one.
Oh, gosh.
And he was, that was one of the Friday nights, Saturday nights. I
believe that was the night that Lee called me at 2 a.m.
Yes.
And like 2 a.m. woke me up. Her brother called me at 2 a.m. and said, "I don't know where I am. Can you come get me?"
And hung up.
And then hung up.
I'll go right back to bed.
I'll
go right back to bed.
Well, what was I? What could I do?
Yeah.
I mean, we did go back to bed. He showed up in the morning because he was staying in our room.
Yeah.
He was
probably
actually in our
outside the
room.
And he
door.
was supposed to fucking work the show. And I'm
Yeah, I
like,
think he showed-
motherfucker better be here to work the table.
And what he told us is, and then you can get back to your Ian story, but what he told us was he was like, he goes, yeah, I was just hanging out, you know, down in the lobby with everyone. He goes, and some guys goes, hey, you want to go out and party? He's like, fuck yeah, let's go. He went, and they went somewhere, and then the guys
They
left
just
him.
left.
They
Yes.
left him.
Yep.
So he had no idea where he was. How he got back, this was before Uber.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was before, and he didn't even know where we were.
Yeah. He
You know,
wouldn't
so
have probably even known the hotel name. But
How he got back, who
somehow
knows?
he got
Early
back.
ball python days. Ian's story. Ian Nisdowski is who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Outback Reptiles.
Nobody knows who
So you don't know him because he won't answer his phone. So he was be at a show. He goes, and a guy would be like bugging him, like, dude, I want to buy this. You know, I want to spend like 25 grand with you. And he's like, all right, well, call me on Monday. I'll be back from the show. You know, you can come over, whatever, blah blah blah. So the guy calls him on Monday. He's like, dude, I'll tell you what, I'm super busy. Just wire my account 25,000, and then we'll figure out what you want to buy, and then
together a
and then
package.
we'll put together a deal, and then that's that. Otherwise, I'm too busy to talk to you. And he hang up the phone.
Yeah.
And people
Yep.
would do it.
And the dude would
People
wire the
would
25
send him the
grand to him.
frickin' money.
Stan Ruppel told me this story a million times. Where he would call him up when you know Ian would get the shipment from ball pythons in, and he'd go, "What did you get?" And he goes, "Wire me 10 grand, and I'll tell you." And Stan
They
said, Stan always said, I'd always wire it to him because he would always give me great deals. He goes, and sometimes he said he'd send him a box. He'd go, you don't even need to know what I'm getting. I'm just going to send you stuff. And he'd be like,
people
but
would
what are you
frickin'
sending
do
me?
it.
Don't worry about it. And Stan always said, I'd always be able to make money, so I just kept doing it. But
So
Best business model ever.
like the mystery box
Dude,
package. Like,
that
oh, it's
guy-
a mystery.
He's funny, man.
It's insane.
well, that's why I miss him. I mean, I truly miss him as
Oh,
a
yeah.
friend. And like
So
we never
fun.
had
Such
like
a
a
great
falling out.
No,
We
it's the
never
same
had-
with everybody, bro. Same with
Yeah,
me.
he just like disappeared on me.
I
Yeah,
think it's
he
just
taught me to
life,
hunt
just-
on my cell phone from a tree stand.
Yeah.
I'd call him at 4:30 in the morning,
He loved fucking hunting, man.
and I would be like, "All right, I got a northwest wind. I'm gonna hunt this stand. The field is to the left. And then the trail comes in. And then should I put out the deer piss yet or no? Or and should I use a decoy? What do you think?" And he's like, "You know, I'm waking him up. I mean, he's in bed with his wife. You know, he's like, oh yeah, put the deer piss out. Don't use the decoy yet though. It's a little early in the season yet for that. And then." Yeah, and then just go for bucks now. No does. We're working on bucks now. And I'm like, all right, bro, thanks. And I'd hang up the phone. And I would do all this shit, man. And that's how I learned to hunt.
Dude,
And so then I end up opening up a whole nother company in the hunting industry.
Yeah.
And so now I call them up and I'll be like with famous fucking hunters and shit. I'm like, Ian, I'm out with, so-and-so right now. Just want to say, hey, bro. And he loves it. He just thinks it's, because he knows what I'm doing. I'm just like, kind of like, I know he'll
You're just
appreciate it.
backing
And
him,
yeah.
it's just so funny, man.
No, when I went out to his place once in Virginia, he had this like super, like I remember, he bought the place, which is
Telling
like,
the haunted story.
I won't tell the haunted story. I'll save
The
that one
house
for next
that he's in
one.
now?
Yeah, he's in now. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been there.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
It's like a plantation.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It is.
No,
It
no,
is.
no.
Whoa.
No. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I don't mean to
I
sound
don't
whatever,
know
but
Brian Barczyk.
no, but literally, it had the little
I know.
black guy on the front. Like the
You know,
little
that
black
is
dude.
actually not a racist thing. The little guy, the jockey.
Yeah,
jockey,
jockey.
The
Yeah.
colors that they wore represented what it was for. It meant if you could stay the night. Somebody back me up on this. You'd have to research this. I don't know the exact story, but it meant different things based on the colors of what they wore. It was to do with the Underground Railroad.
Right.
Very-
I was just gonna.
Very
say that.
cool,
Right,
very cool.
exactly.
No, and obviously.
know,
you know
dude.
what
Go
I'm
on
not
with your
saying.
story.
So, anyways, so this builder guy buys like the 10 acres next to him and builds a nice house.
Okay.
And I remember Ian telling me like, dude, I'm really worried because this guy's like super liberal, freaking like against hunting, against this, and like literally.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, he was like, so I go there, and this what it makes Ian such a cool dude. It's like by the time I go, this is a couple years later, he had totally broke the guy. I mean, broke the guy
Moved
to
him
the
out of
point.
there?
No, the guy, they were best
They're
friends.
friends
They would
because,
hang out, but literally, like I go there the one day, and he's like, he walks onto the guy's property, right onto the guy's property. The guy's sitting out on the porch. They're like best of friends now, sitting on the porch with drinking, his like Jack and whatever. And Ian walks over there with a gun. There's a groundhog, and he just blows it right on the guy's property. Boom! And the guy just looks and just like. Pfft. Next thing you know, we're sitting on the porch drinking with the guy. You know?
Yeah.
It's like he just.
Dude, Ian is like, he's the most unique individual. There's just something about him, man.
Yeah, and that's why I miss him so much. Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, I miss him so much, and I just wish that.
He's an asshole, but he's got charisma.
I literally remember being a kid at these shows, like White Plains in specific, because he was up on the stage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I would just kind of leave and do my own thing from the table, and I would end up at Ian's, old Uncle Ian's, and he would just be like, oh, what do you want? And literally, I could just like pick whatever, and he'd just be like, take it, your dad got it later, or something like that.
Yeah, I'd get really mad and be like, no, that's going back.
I'd just like come home with like a couple chameleons and shit. I'd be like, yeah, mom, look what I got. And you're just like, fucking Ian.
Yeah.
Just like more chameleons.
No, dude, there's something about him that's just different. Like
again, like breaking people. I remember him saying that when he got married to Heather, which by the way is a saint.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand how she put up with him because he's crazy. But I remember him saying like, yeah, we got married and I had a couple porn subscriptions, and she was like, you need to get rid of your porn subscription. He goes, you know what I did? I went out and subscribed to every porn site I could find. He said, I subscribed to every single one I could find. And he goes, and she left it alone after that. She didn't say anything again.
Dude. She probably hates me. I would call her like, because when I first started, I was like crazy about hunting. I could not stop every day, and so I call his house out every day, like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, every day, for my like little. What do I do?
What do I do? Oh my gosh! I remember him like having a room in the haunted area. That I got to tell that story someday. But it's just I stayed. So I stayed at his house. I had a meeting out in Maryland. And I called him up and was like, hey, man, can I come over? I'm going to stay the night. And or first I just said, hey, I'm going to be out there, and I've got a flight out the next day. And he's like, stay at my house. I'm like, sweet, cool. So I go there, and, he's got, like, his new house is, like, an addition to his old house, right? So the old house is like
the old original.
The old original is like in the 1700s, late 1700s, low ceiling, stuff like that. And then he's got this addition that's built on where his family lives. Well, I didn't realize that, like when you're in the old house.
In the old house.
Yeah, I was in the old bedroom. It's just a
old attic.
Yeah, it was like a 2-bedroom, old, small, like creepy type thing. And so I go there and I'm like, fuck, this sucks. And like it's one of those houses where like I think I could scream from that bedroom and they wouldn't hear me in his house, like where he's staying, because the bedroom's
it's like
on
the
other
one
side.
that we stayed in Traverse when we went to the Great Wolf,
and
then we stayed. When we
just,
stayed at the attic, and
it's
they had
super
the little
creepy.
room. Yeah.
And then his manager Ryan at the time, like so still I'm going there. I'm like, it's no big. I'm not even thinking about anything. I'm like, all right, cool. I get to crash there, whatever. Ryan's like, we're out in the barn looking at some snakes, and Ryan's like, so you're spending the night, dude? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh fuck, man. And I go, what? He goes, I won't even go in that house up there. He goes, I used to go take naps up there. And he goes, and I would wake up and there'd be an old lady staring at me in the face.
Whoa.
And he said, and this and that. So then I started talking to Ian. He's like, yeah, the old house. But don't worry about it, Yeah,
I would have slept with him and his wife.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and so literally,
100%.
dude, I slept with the lights on. The hall room, the hall was lights on.
Yep.
The bedroom light was on. Everything, and I don't even think I fell asleep. I think I was up all night
you were
long.
miserable.
I straight up don't watch scary movies because I always think that if you like watch scary movies,
you bring it.
They come through
itself.
the TV.
Yeah.
Like you're just welcoming that shit in. I don't watch
The
any
Ring
of that.
actually
No, I don't.
does come through.
I don't
the
watch
TV,
any of that. I don't.
It's good.
I don't do that.
No, it's not about that. It's a love story.
Yeah.
What would you tell me?
Oh yeah,
It's
it's about the marriage.
Yeah. It's really good. Watch it with your girl.
Not doing it. Not.
It's true though. When I watched like a lot of scary movies, horror movies, and I binge like a bunch of them,
you get a lot
subconsciously.
more shit.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'll be like, oh fuck, a ghost is
Yeah,
downstairs.
exactly.
Like, but
Nope.
if
I don't take any chances.
if I take a break from those scary movies, like I notice myself not even thinking about ghosts being a reality.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just remember the second room in that old creepy house. He used to tell me like deer would walk through and he'd just plop them from the window.
Yeah.
Right out the window. Just see.
Dude.
Like,
I was
just
on
open
the
up the window.
phone with him at
Boom.
one point.
He's
we were
like-
talking about something. He's like, hold on.
He's like, come out and hunt, man. He's like, we'll go duck hunting. I got this spot, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what, you got a bunch of land? He's like, no. He's like, I just
front.
hunt there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, like, do they let you hunt? He's like, no. He goes, if like somebody says something to me, I just say, well, John said I could hunt here.
Yeah, he was a character. I mean, there's a million, just like the Pete Call stories. There's a million Ian stories, and tell your one. I mean, obviously you were talking about the one about Daytona.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on the back of a pickup truck. And, we're just like, whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, come on, da-da-da. And then the person, like, pulls away. And he's like, oh, and, like, falls off.
Cracks
crushes his head.
Who's this, Pete or Ian?
No, this is Ian. And then, like, gets up and is like, all right, man, like, gets back on the truck, and they fucking drive away. Like,
and what ended up happening is Scott Stahl was with them.
Yep.
The vet.
Yeah.
And so he just, like, super glued it. He just, like, and so the next day he showed up to the show, and it's, like, super glue in his hair and everything, just like
so
a big old glob, like,
gross.
almost looks like someone melted plastic on his head or something like that.
But
no,
he was
Scott's
good.
great.
Yeah, Scott was great.